if you're driving down a road and you can't see anything, it's tough to keep going because you're not going to know where you're going. But we've been there. We've gone through the road. We've gone through the ups and downs. Brian has business. Royston has business. Everyone here who has a business understands the road they have to go through to get there. And the biggest thing is, like Brian said, is first your mindset is very important. And it's very hard to get over that because a lot of people come from a poor mindset. I grew up poor. I grew up from zero, and actually negative. I used to sleep on the couch, pull-out couch, because I didn't have a bedroom. So my dad used to say, hey, you got the couch? So every night, you pull out the sofa, pull out and sleep on the couch, and the next day you put it back every single day. So I never had a bedroom, but now I have, houses everywhere. And that might be a reason for that, because I grew up from zero. So I don't know where you guys came from. I don't know, your financial situations. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that people who have zero or have negative can understand they can get somewhere and be even better than they are, or go somewhere where they've never been. So today, for me, my topic is always, and I talk about a lot of things, but for me, this is my thing right here. This is what I learned. This is what I study. This is what I go after.
Your symbol.
This is my symbol. If I ever get a tattoo, it might be that right here on the chest. Perfect. So this is my thing. If money's not important to you, raise your hand. Exactly. It's important to everyone. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you're with. Money's very important. And the reason a lot of people have problems is because of this.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd say 80 to 90% of your problems equal this. You break a leg, you go to the hospital, they're gonna need money. You need a brand new car, you need money. You want a house, you need money. Brand new clothes, you need money. So it's very important. It's a very important topic to learn, to understand, to really put in your head and learn all the concepts of it. Learn everything you can about it. So today I'm just going to give you a little bit of it, but if you need more help, obviously you can contact us and we can help you. So first, I always love facts. Facts speak to me because facts tell you exactly what's going on. So the average American makes about $32,000 a year. Okay? That's before taxes, so it's really $24,000. Okay? That's average. These are facts. These are not making up these numbers. So this is the average amount that someone makes. Now, the reason people make this low money is because they don't know how to make more money, or they don't know how to increase their money. So they stay here for 10, 20, 30 years. Maybe get 50-cent raise here, but it's still the same money. They're going to tax you more. So in the end, you're still making the same money. So how do you change this? How do you change from here to go up to add a zero, or add a couple of zeros, or add more things that can produce more money? First you have to understand is, if you have this money right here, and you're there right now, it's not a big deal, because like I said, you can start from zero. You can start from zero and get to here, and get higher and higher. But first you have to understand, okay, I make $24,000 a year, which equals about $2,000 a month. Okay? $2,000 a month is what average people live on. Now, we're going to just put in terms of regular bills, all right? Nothing extravagant. We're going to go, let's say, rent is about $1,000. Car, let's say $500. Now, miscellaneous bills, cell phone, all that stuff. Let's say another $200. And let's say, food. Yeah, food. Food is, you got to eat, right? Food. Let's say another 200. This is cheap stuff. We're talking about per month. You could barely survive here. You're eating ramen noodles with water and maybe some bread. That's about it. There's no juices. There's nothing extra. And now we're not even talking about, a quick stop at the gas station. We're not talking about a quick snack here and there. We're not talking about, let's add also, just obviously because everyone has it, is a cell phone. So right there.
You're tight.
We haven't even added ties yet. We haven't even added, like I'm saying, we're taking the basic of the basic. So you make about $2,000, your rent's about $1,000, your car's about $500, miscellaneous spending about $200, food is about $200, it sells about $100. Now numbers could be adjusted depending on what your situation, where you live, but this is the average. So at the end of the month, what do you have? Zero. Matter of fact, you're probably most likely going to be in debt because you're going to have to borrow. We're not talking about making a credit card payment because you're going to probably miss a payment because you don't have the money to pay. We're not talking about an accident happens. We're not talking about, your child gets sick, you get your hair cut, you get your nails done. We're not talking about all these extra things that could happen to you. So right now we're already at the negative. We're already at zero. I'm not even talking about negative right now. So this is the average. These are facts. So what's happening here is the education here is not equating here. So the money education is not helping you get anywhere because you don't have enough of it. So if you have, let's say, academic education, right? Academic. Meaning you went to school, you got your high school degree, you got your college degree. It didn't help you get money because you're still making $24,000. Let's say you got a professional. You got a doctor or whatever, and you're still making, let's say, $320,000, but in the end, you're still making zero. Doesn't matter how much money you make, it's about the education you have. Now the biggest thing is obviously financial education. This is the most important part. This is the part that we miss on. This is the part that we miss on. People say go to school, study something, make money, but in the end you end up with zero. So what's going on here? You're missing the financial education. This is one of the most important parts that people don't get. If you have kids, you should focus on this. If you tell them to go to school, tell them to learn about money. Learn how to manage money. Now I'm going to teach you a little bit today on how we could do to try to help yourself. But it's very important because the education does not stop here. It does not stop here. It continues. I'm continuing learning. Brian's continuing. Everyone who has any kind of money coming in, you should learn more about money every single day because you try to go after it every day. If you don't know how to do this, you have to get help. And don't go to a financial advisor because all they're going to ask you is, give us your money, we'll take care of it for you. No. You should say, no, listen, I want to learn about how to manage my own money. How can I do my own manage so I can make sure that I don't end up with zero at the end of the month? So, there's only a couple things you can do with money. There's only a couple things. You could spend it, and that's not an issue because everyone can do that, right? You can spend it, you can save it, or you can invest it. Here, this person right here is not doing any of this, all they're doing is spending. So they're living in a perpetual wheel of make money, spend money, make money, spend money, make money, spend money. They have to break that wheel. You have to break that continuous wheel. So the first thing you need to understand is, if I'm going to save money, what do I have to do first? First thing is, I have to figure out a way to cut these bills. That's the first thing. Because like I said, it doesn't matter how much you're making, your bills are probably excessive. You probably have Netflix, you probably have more clothes than you wear, more shoes than you wear, more belts than you wear. You have a car that's probably more expensive than you need. You probably have spend stuff that you don't even realize a piece of gum is going to cost you. So you'll end up that spending. So you need to realize that spending is not an issue. Anyone can spend. You give me the money, I can spend it. You give it to your wife, she can spend it. Anybody can spend money. That's the easy part. No one gets taught that, but you can do that easily. Spending is not a problem. It's these parts right here that are most important that people don't get taught on what to do with them, on how to do them correctly. So now we're going to talk a little bit about them, and hopefully you're taking notes because your memory's going to fade. So I hope you're taking notes. Now, like we said, spending is not an issue. Saving is a big issue. Saving is a big issue. They say save 10%. Save 10% of what you make. That's all well and good, but that's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere because how long is it going to take you if you're making $24,000 to save 10%? You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to, in 10 years, 20 years, you're still going to be making the same amount of money. You're still going to be saving 10%. You're still going to be pretty much in the same situation, except things are going to be a little more expensive. So you need to understand, okay, first of all, I need to cut my bills. That's the only first way I can save, is cut all my bills. If you can cut all your bills in half, Cut all your bills in half, if you can. That's the goal. That's the first thing you need to learn is, how do I save by cutting my bills in half? If you need to move out of the $1,000 apartment and go somewhere where you room somebody, it might not be comfortable, but you save $500. We're not changing anything. We're not adding income here. We're not doing anything different. We're trying to learn how to save. Remember, financial education, we never got taught this. The stuff we get taught is the stuff that the banks want you to say, oh, give us your money, we'll give you a free checking account. Like, don't take anything that's free. Remember that. Like, it's free for a reason, because they're getting something from it. Yeah. So realize that. So don't save 10%, try to save 50%. I know it's going to sound crazy, but you can do it. Wow. Save 50% of what you make. Wow. 50%. Oh, wow. I don't care if you make $100, you only make $50. That tax is your tax. Your tax to learn on financial education, on how to save and how to make sure you have enough money for the future. So save 50%. Now, what are you saving it in? You're probably most likely putting in a CD or a money market. These are things you want to do right now, because these will give you some kind of interest, and it's not just sitting in an empty free checking account. So a CD or a money market. These things will help you grow your money a little bit and still liquid. So if you have an emergency fund, you want to put in a CD. If you want to have, backup for rent and all that stuff, you want to put in a money market, so you have access to it quickly. We're not talking about mutual funds, we're not talking about stock market where you have to wait for a little bit. You want to have this money liquid. So we're talking, like I said, 6 months to 12 months. Bless you. 6 to 12 months worth of payments. So like we said, if you're making $2,000 a year, a month, you want to save $24,000. Before we even get here, understand that. Before we even spend, we're saving. We're saving 50% in a CD or money market up to 6 to 12 months of what we have, or what our bills are. This is just mandatory. The reason you need this is because if anything goes wrong, you have the money to back up. So you don't go back in debt. And you're not struggling month to month, week to week, year to year. This is what's going to save you from that. This is very important. Save 50% of your paycheck, put in a CD or money market for 6 to 12 months. Huge. This is huge. This is big. Now, like I always say, after you save it, what do you do after you save the money? The only reason you should save money is to invest it. Let me repeat that. The only reason you should save money is to invest it. Not to spend it. It's to invest it. You want your money to have more money, make babies. And those babies make more babies. That's called financial freedom. We'll get into that maybe next month. But understand that you don't save money for a rainy day. You don't save money to just sit in the account. You save money to invest it. It's very important to understand that investing it could be days for a seminar for that. But you need to understand, I only save money for investing. I don't keep really cash liquid. I don't keep too much cash on me, because all my money goes into real estate. The reason I went from 0 to multiple houses around the nation is because I saved money and I invested it. I saved money and I invested it. I cut all my bills and I saved it and I invested it. This is the circle you should be following right here. It's not I make money, I spend it. It's I make money, I save it, and I invest it. Every single year, every single month, every single week, however you get paid, that's how the routine should go. I make money, I save money, I invest money. Let me hear it. I make money.
Save it.
I make money.
I make money.
I save money.
I save money.
I invest money.
I invest money.
Let's repeat it one more time. I make money.
I make money.
I save money.
I save money.
I invest it.
I invest it.
Perfect. Now, we're gonna ask, okay, what do I invest in? What do I get into? You can do so many things with money. You can do so many things. They say, oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, what if you buy land and you put up black oak trees and each tree you sell for $500? That could be a way you invest money. What if you buy a house and rent it? That could be investing money. What if you partner up with somebody, get into a business and start making money every single month? That could be investing. Now, this one's going to be all personal. It's going to come down to your financial situation on what you do and what you want to do, what your future, what you want. But if you really want to invest it in a smart way, the first thing you should do you should invest in yourself. Before anything else, before you can start looking outside, you should invest in inside. What's this mean? This means books, seminars, and you're lucky this seminar is free, because some seminars are expensive. I go to them and they're pricey. Masterminds. That clip that the picture of Napoleon Hill Brian put up, he talks really great about this, having a mastermind. People pay for these things. A mastermind is a group of people that get together, usually high net worth people, and they talk about investing. They talk about what's hot right now, what's not. What are they investing in? How are they making returns? They learn about ROI, RRR. I don't want to get into too much terms, but these things that you can learn from other people. If you don't learn these things, and you start going investing money out, randomly, you're gonna lose all of it. You're gonna go back to zero. You're gonna go back to zero, I guarantee it. If you don't invest in yourself first. Masterminds, classes. Anything that you can improve you, personal development. Learning about self-discipline. Self-discipline. Like, just having the wherewithal say, listen, I need to cut my bills in half. That's having personal development and self-discipline. Learning that I make money, I save it, I invest it, that's personal development. This is stuff that helped me learn to go from zero to multiple houses. Learning personal development. Learning from masterminds, learning from classes, learning from seminars, learning from books, people who are not around anymore. If you don't learn, first of all, how to invest in yourself, it doesn't matter what you invest in, your money's gonna go zero because you don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to control your urges. You don't know how to control your spending. You don't know how to save. You don't know where to save the money. So the first thing I would say is obviously invest in yourself. If you have to take $500 and go take a seminar and learn something new, learn a new skill, do it. What if that skill can make you $50,000, $50 million? That $500 is nothing compared to what you can learn from it. Now, we offer consulting. Brian and I also offer consulting one-on-one to help your business, to help yourself. But if you don't need if you don't need us, you can always find your own book, find your own mastermind, find your own seminars. Find out what intrigues you first. And invest it. Put the time in. Investing doesn't mean just money. It could be in the time. Take 10, 20 minutes to read a book that you like. If you like money, I love Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game. It's a thick book. It's like a dictionary. But it breaks down everything. I read it 3 or 4 times. Audiobooks. Audiobooks are good too, While you're driving in the car, instead of listening to 94.5, and 96.9 and listening about the junk and Trump and all that stuff, why don't you invest into yourself and say, listen, I'm going to go to the library and get an audiobook on money, on investing, on land, on real estate, on gold, on silver, on flipping houses, on flipping cars, on starting a business, on entrepreneurship. Listen to it for a year, 2, 3 years. Even if nothing happens, nothing changes, you're going to invest in yourself by learning something new. So this is very important. So this is what I want to talk about today. Is just we make money,
Save it. Invest it.
That's it.
Wow.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.